happy about all the people who decided to come on here. Uh, and so this is where you're going to drop 3 to 6 strokes in the game without ever touching the club. We're working on getting up to about 100 people on this call. But I'd like you to imagine that there's only 2 people on the call, you and me. And I'm going to address you the way I would address a client privately, with some of the issues that are important to them. I have a hockey goaltender. Some of you know I've worked with hockey goaltenders for 25 years. And I said to him, what's it like when you perform at your best? He said, when I perform at my best, I don't hear any crowds. The puck is the size of a dinner plate, and the game moves very, very slowly. When any one of those 3 things change, I know that I need to get back in and focus and concentrate. So I said, how do you get your concentration back? He said, well, I guess I kind of hope that it comes back. Well, we all know that hope is not a strategy. And so I'm going to show you a way that I've used with him that will bring you right back in again. So if you just focus your eyes as if your eyes were laser on the upper right-hand corner of your screen. And without moving your eyeballs, and this is critical, become aware of something out of your left peripheral vision. Now become aware of something out of your right peripheral vision. Then get all those 3 things together. Your right peripheral vision, the left peripheral vision, and what you're focusing on. When you do that, when you get all those 3 things together, you really can't think of anything else. You clog your mind up and you fill your mind up with those objects, but it allows you to focus intently on what's right in front of you. So the question is how do you use that on a golf course? People have said to me, I really have trouble concentrating on a round of golf. And I'll say, well, you don't have to concentrate for the whole round of golf. If you shoot 100, you have to concentrate probably around 5 minutes for a whole round. If you shoot an 80, now you're down to about 4 minutes. So where does that play out? When I concentrate, concentration is thinking about absolutely nothing at just the right time. But with this strategy, and another one I'm going to teach you in just a minute, it allows you to completely clear your mind up so that you then can rely on your subconscious mind. Your conscious mind, I want to point this out to you in the beginning, your conscious mind is what you use every day. Look, listen, learn, analyze, synthesize, accept, reject. Your subconscious mind is different, however. And it must act out every thought, image, or idea that you put into it. And it will do that relentlessly. So part of what my business is to help people get out of their way when they're dealing with their subconscious mind. But one of the things you have to be very careful about is what the next topic here is identifying and controlling self-talk. People really need to notice what they hear themselves saying to themselves when they overhear themselves talking to themselves. So why is that? Because it's contamination. It's negative self-talk plays and plays and plays and plays. And people wonder, how long do I have to listen to this stuff? Well, there's a very simple way to stop negative self-talk. I have a client who's got she's an ultramarathon runner. She runs the Badwater, which is 135 miles through Death Valley in the summer. And she's also become an MMA cage fighter. She's 56 years old. So we got together initially on this run through Death Valley. She said to me, because my support crew had gotten me, had done a couple of things that could have gotten me disqualified early on. She said, I was angry at them. She's a Marine, so you can imagine the language she used. But in any event, what came back was that she said to me, that happened at about mile 10. She said, so I carried anger for 125 miles. She said, it drained me. It really drained me. So what we did was, she said, how could I deal with that? I said, well, let's find a way to be able to. I had a client about 8 years ago, and he said to me, he said, and my mother wants to see you. So he said, she's 82. And I said, okay. I said, do you know what she wants to talk to me about? And he said, no. He said, I don't. So I met her at the Yale Club, and I said to her, what's going on? She says, you promised me this will not get back to my son. I said, absolutely. I said, This is a conversation that never happened. She said, I want to beat my friends in golf. And I said, that's really interesting. I said, so we talked about this. We talked about how to put a tongue in the roof of mouth. And then one summer afternoon, I got a call. It said, Danny, I spent the whole day with my tongue on the roof of my mouth. So it was the way people use it. But what's important about this is to give people tools that they can use to directly impact their performance. Not some psychobabble that they have to think about. This is stuff that works instantly because people don't have time. The goalie doesn't have time to get back in the game. First time the Giants played the Patriots in the Super Bowl, the Patriots had won 18 straight games. And somebody said to me, Dan, what do you think is going to happen? I said, I believe that the Patriots are going to find a way to lose. And they said, how can you say that? They just won 18 straight games. So I said, well, my belief is that they're coming into this game saying they don't want to lose. And that was validated by Belichick when he was talking about the internal conversations they had with the team. But then they came back to me and said, what do you think is going to happen the second time they play? Well, the second time they play, it's going to be worse. We don't want to have that happen again. And so it's looking at how all of this happens. So the question is, can you afford, whether it's in business or in sports, not to confront and deal with the way a person talks to themselves? What's their attitude? How do they talk to themselves about the issues you're dealing with within your business? So one of the things I'd like to do is come back to our survey. If I took you through the survey and I told you some of the issues that came up for people that I work with and see how it fits with you and why this is important. I did a seminar for 95 of the country's top goaltenders about 10 years ago. And after I was finished the seminar, I said to them, are there any questions? And there were no questions. And I was astounded. I said, how can there be no questions? And when it was over, I had 40 kids in line saying to me, I would never ask a question in front of people I'm competing with.